Did you know the key to vibrant health and sustainable living is closer than you think? Welcome to the Nassau Health Food Store Organic Living Podcast, your weekly guide to Amelia Island's best-kept organic living secret. Brought to you by Nassau Health Food Store by Steve Adams. This podcast is here to help you discover farm-fresh produce, holistic wellness tips, and practical ways to live a healthier, more natural life. All right, here on beautiful Amelia Island, whether you're a longtime local or new to the island, we are here to inspire you to embrace organic living. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode of Amelia Island's Organic Living Secrets. And if you're ready to experience the organic difference, visit us at Nassau Health Food Store in Amelia Island. Your body and the planet will thank you.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. And we have Vince Pitstick here, who is an expert in functional health and wellness, functional nutrition, among many other things. With over 19 years of dedication to health and wellness, Vince stands out as a testament to the power of evolution in the realm of functional medicine and nutrition health. His journey, originating from humble beginnings as a child, struck with a rare illness at 8 years old, fighting for 20 years to find freedom, became a personal trainer, nutrition coach, which blossomed into a role as a pioneer in lifestyle and nutrition coaching, creating a new field of practitioner called functional health coach in 2010. In 2012, Vince channeled his passion and extensive knowledge into founding Vital Coaching, known at the time as Nutrition Dynamic. This venture was more than a business, it was a mission to offer a new form of concierge functional medicine delivered by a coach. From its inception, Vital Coaching was not just a company, but a beacon for those seeking a path to better health. Over the last decade, Vince has immersed himself in practices and sciences of functional health. His relentless pursuit of knowledge and skill refinement led to the creation of the transformative 4F process, a comprehensive care plan for health and wellness, which is taught to medical practitioners and coaches all over the world at his university called Metabolic Mentor U. Today, his original concierge medicine coaching program, Vital Coaching, stands as the largest one-on-one health coaching concept in the United States. Its mission and the mission of its health network is to fight the global health pandemic one client at a time. This is not just a statement, but it's reality being actualized daily. The 4F system is now offered in over 2,000 programs worldwide, reaching millions each year. Vince, that's impressive. Welcome to the event.
Thank you so much. Yes, sometimes it always feels a little weird, like listening to it. It's nice on a website. It's always a little strange when people say it out loud. But yeah, the culmination of just sheer will and belief that like there needed to be a new model, that I believe coaching is functional, meaning that like someone holding your hand, walking you through the transitions is what makes functional its strongest. Just like the nurse did in Western medicine, coaching for functional medicine is paramount. And I'm proving it every day because the results between just a practitioner seeing somebody every 3 months and someone walking with you, communicating with you week over week, helping you make those adjustments and continue to adjust the process has created exponential outcomes that have, that's what's gotten me my notoriety. Yeah. So
I agree that, Tiger Medical has got two very high level doctors who are functional practitioners with classical medical education and integrative training. And, and we have these 8 health habits. And what I always have to do is remind myself to go back to my own journey and the novice that I was 7 years ago when I wanted to, reinvent the health narrative that I would have, because my family history is horrendous from a health standpoint. And you're right. It takes somebody guiding them because there's so many things. There's sleep, there's stress management, there's fasting, there's how do I eat and feed my body? How do I move my body? And it's too much. And so most people will quit.
Yes.
Minus a coach. Let's talk about real quick, maybe a minute or two, unpack your personal story of childhood and what you overcame. And then I want to get into your 4F process.
Yeah, I grew up on a farm. I was born at a time where I would leave the house even at 6 years old, wouldn't come back in until it was dark.
Yep.
I lived in the cornfields. And it just so happens we know more today about the environmental pollutants that some of those ingredients can be. And I found myself starting to get massively intrusive. This is why I want people to recognize that a lot of times we run right to the psychologist or to mood altering medications when we start having intrusive thoughts, anxiety. And I would really caution people that that's probably not where that's a symptom, not the root. Because for me, it was chemical exposure and emotional trauma and family like dynamics in the home. Right. I started getting all these mental and emotional issues they thought were behavioral. And then they realized, oh, maybe it's not, maybe it's a diagnosis, but then didn't understand the other physical issues that were going on with me. So because we kept thinking it was like mental, while it does turn mental, when you've been sick a long time, the patterns, the behaviors, the beliefs, like all that, the fear mechanisms that build inside of you that now become survival mechanisms, that you've got to work through that. So there's definitely the mental condition, but I want people to understand that most disease begins mental emotional. It really does. And then you end up creating worse lifestyle habits because of it that then really brings on the physical. There are many times that it doesn't work that way and you can get physical issues, but when you look at the rates of anxiety, mood disorders, the amount of medications, all the stuff, you begin to realize a little bit about like some of the first places you're going to see it is in your thoughts. And nobody can disagree that if you go working out as an antidepressant, when you clean up your diet, one of the first things you're going to see is a difference in your mood.
Yep.
Your nervous system is telling you something is wrong and it will show up in your mind.
Right. Well, and wouldn't you agree, Vince, that when those things are going on, when you're stressed and you're anxious, when you're anxious and depressed and all of that, that leads to stress, which activates the sympathetic side of the autonomic nervous system. And we all know when that's chronically activated, that leads to disease.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. So we try to approach it both ways. We have group community classes that works on nervous system mindset. Okay. The coaches do that too. But then a lot of our programming, like the actual 4F process, the first F is the flush. It's all resetting the nervous system, opening lymphatics and liver and stimulating the endocrine system. We start with those systems. And when we do that, 50% of anxiety goes away within 15 to 20 days.
Right.
And then more, as we keep healing the body, more and more goes away. And then whatever's left over is your emotional challenges that you and the different, whether there's some genetics we can work on or a couple other things. And, so almost, we have 1,000 people almost at any one time in our program. No one's on an anxiety med when they leave. Yeah. So you have to wonder where anxiety actually comes from.
Yeah.
Do
you guys work on gut health also?
Oh yeah. That's phase 2. F2's gut. We prep it, we flush, we open the lymphatics, we do all that. Yep. I know a lot of people start with gut, and it can be effective. So no disrespect to any practitioner that does. Right. But our methodology is we want to kind of flush the wound before we go in heavy. And then we go in heavy on the gut. And really, when we say gut, we really mean the immune system, because 80% of the immune system is in the gut, which then goes to every system of your body. So people go, well, I've got shoulder pain. Why would I work on my gut? Or I've got anxiety. Why would I work on my gut? Or I have infertility. Why would I work on my gut? Well, you don't understand. Yes, the gut and the microbiome are so important, but it's interacting with your immune system, which is in every system of your body. So by working gut, you're working everything.
Right. And you're bringing inflammation down and everything.
Right.
And what we found here is same thing. When we go to work right away on the nervous system side.
Yeah.
And between that and the gut, most mental health disorders disappear.
Man, incredible. I'm so glad to hear you say that. Yeah. I really do.
Yeah. So your first F is to flush. The second F is to go to work on the gut. What's the third F?
So, and just to give people validation, like I don't know all his methods. He doesn't know mine. Here you've got two people that have gone to totally two separate roads and then when you acquire enough truth, you begin to realize there's an operation, an organization to the body, like a 1, 2, 3. You start to begin to realize that you have to have a methodical process.
Right.
The reason the 4F process has become so transformational is not as much about the knowledge, although there's protocols that are really important. It's about the organization of how you actually approach complex systems. The body is a complex system. And just like the lawn out in, like if you buy a new house and your neighbor's got an amazing lawn and you have this crappy lawn, you could go get the best seed in the world. But if you don't irrigate first, if you don't maybe use other support or miracle grow to make it grow, if you do it in the right time of the year, you don't water it appropriately, you end up with the same crappy lawn. So the organization of how you use things, you may have got the right vitamin D. You may have got like the right activity. You may have the right probiotic. But if you're not doing it in a system that creates alignment, then you're not good. Then the ecosystem doesn't ever achieve stasis again. So that's why. And so in our third F, so I want people to think about I want people to think they're traveling through the body. So we'll take you on a journey real quick, short.
Oh, no worries.
I want people to think of it as this, is that first thing that all disease is metabolic. So what that means is that your ability to produce and then break down and then get rid of. And that could be anything from an emotion, okay, to a toxin, to calories, to glucose, to hormones, right? Exposure to anything like mold or anything. It's all metabolic. And so what we want to do is upregulate your capacity for speed of metabolism. If I get things to process through your body faster and there's no friction points where things start to build up, that's why you see glucose begin to rise. That's why you see other things. If you start checking for heavy metals, they can start to rise. That's why you can check for mold. You might start seeing ochratoxins start to build, possibly from the dietary nutrition, whatever it is. If I open up all the kinks and freely let the body do what it was designed to do, almost everything goes away and I don't have to get too myopic. I don't have to chase just the high blood pressure. It'll go away on its own if I work the process. And then if there's still something left with the kidneys, I can focus just on the kidney with our medical team and all that other stuff. But so the reason I'm explaining that is what we do is like, when you dive into the body, for us, the first thing we want to do is open it up, right? So lymphatics, and then we want cellular metabolism. We want to stimulate it. And the strongest system that stimulates metabolism is the endocrine system, okay? So thyroid, adrenal, ovaries or testes. So we give a couple agents to stimulate adrenal and thyroid function, depending on how you're doing it. So now every little cell is moving a little bit faster. It's moving a little bit quicker, right? Because every cell interacts with T3 from the thyroid. We're pushing through. We're opening lymphatics, and then we're opening up the liver and the gallbladder, and we're doing a light flush on the GI tract, kind of just getting everything out, kind of opening it up, getting people to feel good. Then phase 2, we go heavy into the microbiome. And we start working some things to calm immune function, and the nervous system in the first phase with the lymphatic together. Then you're continuing to work nervous system, and then you're opening up the gut, focusing on both the immune system and the microbiome. They're separate things. We work together in the gut. Then we transfer from the gut. Where would food go next? Well, it would go into the blood vessel. And then from the blood vessel, it's got to get into the cell. So now you're working on things like certain hormones, leptin, ghrelin, insulin, and you're working on cellular inflammation. So to reset these things, this is where you start working things like fast feasting. You start working on getting blood sugars down, insulin sensitivity, right? So we start working all of that stuff. And then when we get it really primed, glucose levels are coming down. We start adding more fasting to get rid of bad cells or to get improved mitochondria. And then we move into the mitochondria in that third phase. And we're working mitochondria, cellular health, longevity. And then for our final trick, then we have to feed you up and optimize your sex hormones and your other hormones that has body composition, emotional health, well-being that help create real strong stasis to the body. And that's the 4F process. We teach at the university and we use it at my healing centers. I've got multiple coaching centers and then the medical centers that we have. And that's the methodology. 1, 2, 3, 4. You do it in that order. You could close your eyes, not even really have to look at labs. We did this. We took 7,000 people, put them through the 4F process, not use the lab, 88% success rate on almost all conditions.
Right. Just lifestyle change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. without having to get too myopic. Now, we love using labs. The efficiency goes up with more information because we can be more tailored. Yep. So now that we do what we do now, like for example, in one of our programs, we have like a 92 to 95% success rate on outcome and weight loss and all the things that they want, And so those numbers you do not hear about in Western medicine. Like you've got a 60 to 80% chance of getting an outcome, but then you typically have anywhere from a 40 to 70% chance of relapse.
Before we wrap up, I want to talk to you about something important. Have you ever stood in the grocery aisle overwhelmed by choices, wondering which products are truly good for you and the planet? In today's world, it's becoming increasingly difficult to find food that's not only nutritious, but also ethically sourced and environmentally friendly. Many of us want to make healthier choices, but the sheer amount of conflicting information out there can be paralyzing. Every day you delay making the switch to organic, you're potentially exposing yourself and your loved ones to harmful pesticides and GMOs. Not to mention you're missing out on the superior taste and nutritional benefits of organic produce. The longer we collectively hesitate, the more damage is done to our health and our planet. That place is Nassau Health Food Store. We've done the hard work for you, curating the best organic and natural products so you don't have to second-guess your choices. From farm fresh produce to pantry staples, from supplements to natural beauty products, we've got everything you need to live your healthiest, most natural life. Visit us today and experience the peace of mind that comes with shopping at Nassau Health Food Store at Amelia Island. Your body, your taste buds, and the planet will thank you. We're located at 833 TJ Corson Road, Fernandina Beach, Florida 32034, United States. We're open Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Can't make it to the store? Check out our online shop at www.nassauhealthfood.com. Thanks for tuning in to the Nassau Health Food Store podcast. Until next time, eat well, live naturally, and stay healthy.